Hi, I am going live with our creating and designing a mug for today. As I mentioned earlier in our post about sublimating and creating mugs, the process is pretty simple. I use my Cricut to design my mugs. I also use Silhouette, which I showed off my lovely new cameo today. So, just going to see if there's a few more people that will join our group for today. If you can hear me, please let me know. If you can't hear me, let me know that too. Over here messing with the camera. Forgive me. Hey, Dominique. How are you doing today, Dominique? Well, at the moment, sweetie, it is just me and you. And so we can definitely go forward. I don't mind starting on our own. I know that you are pretty familiar with Cricut, and I believe you're pretty familiar with Silhouette as well, if you have started. I'm going to do this one from my Cricut today, just in the design space, not actually needing the machine because it's not really necessary in this. And I'm going to use an 11-ounce mug, 11-ounce sublimation mug. I know it looks pretty normal, plain, but it does have the poly coating over it. Purchased this one from Amazon, came with a white gift box. The ones that I'm going to be selling, I don't believe they come with the gift boxes. I'm going to be selling them for about, I want to say $6 individually. And we're going to be doing them probably by I don't know, maybe by every 2, every 4. Still trying to figure out all that just soon, but hopefully I can intrigue you and come shop with me for your custom blanks. Just waiting on this computer real quick so we can get started. Honestly, I do a lot of my Cricut design space stuff from my phone. It is a whole lot easier to do it from my phone. I have my phone in my hand all the time. I hate to say it, but I do. A lot of times it is for designing. Cannot design using my phone for Silhouette, but I do use it for Cricut Design Space, and it is just as compatible. I can do whatever I do on my phone, it transfers back to my computer because it does have its own cloud. So that is why I definitely enjoy using Cricut or my phone for doing the mugs or whatever designs I'm typically doing. At the moment, I'm just trying to sign in. Okay, so you said the Silhouette works on your phone, but not on your laptop. That's crazy. I'm about to do a whole unboxing of this Cameo. Hopefully, the Cameo comes with a whole new Silhouette process. The for the software, I use the basic now, and it comes free. Just go to silhouetteamerica.com and you can download any of the softwares. Hmm. I mean, you will have to see about down it on your phone if that's what you're asking me. I believe the silhouette, you have to have an account, and I know the basic gives you the account. Oh, it cut out. I'm sorry. Can you hear me better now? Well, if you can hear me better. I was saying that the silhouette, you have to have an account. I know at least when I tried for my iPhone that it made me have an account for the silhouette to even work. I mean, like I couldn't even get anywhere. Every time I even tried to log in with the basic username and password, it didn't work. So I don't know. But either way, let's try to do this again, or let's try to go a little further, I should say. So again, I'm going to go ahead and try to show you my computer. I'm doing my live from my phone, so I'm going to turn my phone and show you the computer, my screen on my laptop. But we're going to go ahead and just design a mug. I'm going to do a Mother's Day mug. I have a couple of templates that I've added to the group earlier, and those mugs will they're pretty simple to use. They have the cutout slots. I can show you how to cut out the image into the shape that you need it. In this case, the shape that I'm going to do is a circled shape. Um, and so just to kind of just start us off, I'm going to turn my screen. I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to see anyone. So if you're commenting, just bear with me. I'll try to scroll back and check any comments. But this is Cricut Design Space. Pretty simple, bare white screen, gridded. It shows the grid here. Everything's done in inches. In this case here, this is the new canvas, which is your workspace. And I am going to go for something that I've already have uploaded. So I'm going to go ahead and upload. I've already uploaded and added my pictures that I want to use. So we're going to use this mom template here for the mug, as well as the picture that I took for my birthday. And we're going to go ahead and just insert these images. Can you see? Let's see. Waiting for it to load up. It is going a little slow. I think everybody in my house is on a device. So hopefully that doesn't drag my internet too slow for the process. Alrighty, so we have the two pictures. Here is my birthday picture. Let's try to click out and unclick. And my template here. The template says greatest mom with a circle left open for the image. Now, I'm not sure if you can see here. I'm going to pick my phone up here. So Cricut only allows us to print up to about, I think it's 9.25. Hope that you can see this. I can't see here. It's 9.25 by 6.75 inches. So that's one of the main reasons that I went ahead and got me a silhouette, the Cameo, because the Cricut doesn't allow you to do large images when you're printing out a print and cut. And I mean, that's it's a decent size for a normal size shirt, but if I'm doing anything bigger, such as my canvases, when I'm doing an enlarged photo, when I'm doing a shirt for someone who might need a extra large, double X, 3X shirt, if I need to print out an image, I don't want to have to kind of puzzle up my pictures by doing a bunch of small prints. So what I do is I use Silhouette to do my larger prints. And now that I have the Cameo, I can actually do larger prints in cuts so that I don't have to have um, a background or some type of printed image behind something when I need it to be cut in a larger size. So here, going back to the computer, this is the picture that I'm going to use. I'm using myself um, in the picture here, and we can go ahead and minimize this picture. It doesn't have to be so big here. I'm just going to drop it down to about I'm going to unlock this first with Cricut. If you don't unlock the sizing tool here, when you do make a correction on your dimensions, it will automatically give the other dimension. So in this case here, when I did the width to 6, it automatically dropped it down to 8. Now if I unlock it here, then I can, whatever I change my height to or my width to, either way, in this case I did the height, it didn't affect the width at all. So in this case, it doesn't really matter either way because I'm going to slice this picture. So again, as you see, this template here has the circle for our insert here. So we're going to go over to shapes and we're going to select circle, about as basic as that. And we're then going to take the circle and we're going to enlarge it over my picture. Now, I want the picture to be in the size of a circle. I really don't care about the words on my shirt really being shown, but I can kind of capture the word blessed in there. Now I am going to select both images together, the circle as well as my picture, and we are going to go under, well, in this case here on the bottom, since this is from the computer, on the bottom down here, it has the option to slice. And that is what I selected, to slice the image. The image then takes the circle and the picture and we circled it out. So now we've sliced the image to make the circle in the shape that we wanted. And now I can go ahead and to kind of slide my picture in. And in this case, it kind of slid in perfectly. Now, since the template is the main image, I'm going to click back on the template and I'm just going to bring it forward. So in this case here, we're going to click on arrange. Come on. And we're just going to move that image, or in this case, send it all the way to the front. By sending it to the front, it brought the picture to the back, or I could have just taken the picture and brought it to the back. And this way, the picture is now set the way I would like to do it for the mug. Now, in this case, well, then we're going to go ahead and to select both images together by kind of like taking like on Microsoft when you highlight the whole image. I just did the same thing. Again, taking my cursor and just sliding it over both images at the same time. It highlights the two. I am going to attach the two together. This way, when I move it, it takes both images. Now again, in Cricut here, we can't do anything that is over 9.25 inches by 6.75 inches. So let's come back and look at the mug here. Here's the mug that we're going to use. Sorry, just trying to get ourselves up position. Here's the mug we're going to use here. And as you see around my neck, I have the measuring tape. A lot of times I'm in a lot of groups and, I see people ask, what is the measurement? What is the size for this particular cup? What is the size for this? And I mean, who really knows if the same cup that I brought is the same cup that you have unless we have the same supplier? So in my case, I'm just going to go ahead and buy my own measuring tape and measure off my stuff. So in this case, to wrap an image completely around a mug, this mug has a diameter of 10 inches. Now, how likely are you to see an image that actually wraps around and goes through the handle? I have seen a few. I think it is pretty cool, but that's not something that I'm always going to do. And again, because this is now 10 inches, Cricut is not going to allow us to even print it out anyway. So the next best option is to then go and to measure the cup. We go ahead and have our 9 inches. Across this way, we're going to measure the height of the cup. And we have about 3.75 inches here. So when we go ahead and we set up our measurements, we're just going to make sure that the height of the cup is measured at 3.75. Sorry, bring this back over here. The height of the cup is going to be measured at 3.75. Make sure I unlock again. And the width of the cup, we're going to bring this around for the full, let's bring it around for 9 inches. Sorry. All right, so we have the design set up the way we want it. and then we would just click make. You would hit make on your Cricut, and it will bring you to a layout such as this. Now, at this moment, this image is facing normal. I can read it as, and when it prints out, I will be able to read it, um, plain as day. But unfortunately, when we print this, if you was to print this image, it will come out backwards in reverse, and it will look like we didn't know what we were doing. So in every instance when you're doing sublimation, you have to mirror your image, unless you're doing something where you're just going to print the image completely flat onto the product. In this case, we're going to print onto the cup, so we have to mirror this image. Now, Cricut does give us the option to mirror. Over here on the left hand side of your design space, it gives you an option to mirror the image. You select the material. Typically, if it's vinyl, you have a whole slew of options for the different paper sizes. But when you're doing your Cricut, it only gives you the a regular letter size, unless you have a way to fix your settings inside your in your printer, where like I've used the legal size, which is 8.5 by 14, but it still only gives you this same little rectangular area over here. And this right here is just your cut lines. So if I was to actually allow this to go through my Cricut, these black lines would be the cut lines. The Cricut will be able to read the images, and then it will cut this rectangle completely out precisely. Now, in this case, again, like I said, we're going to mirror the image, which we did here. And if we were to hit print, so if we came out of here and we actually hit continue and we were to print, when we send to the printer, in this case, I'm going to select to remove the add bleed. If this was to go through my Cricut, I would add the bleed, so that this way when it was to cut around it, the bled lines, the extra little die lines that go around the printed image would be what gets cut first, so that this way your image doesn't get affected. It doesn't get smaller by accident in the cut, because I mean, it is technology and things happen. So for me, because I am just going to cut this by hand, it's just a rectangle. I don't need to do a precise cut through my Cricut itself. I am just going to hit to remove the bleed. Now, in this case, I am working in the downstairs part of my house. So I've already printed out my image, because my printer's upstairs and I'm not going to go back and forth. So I've printed my image out. As you see, it's already mirrored. Well, in this case, because my phone is facing me, it looks as if you can read it properly, but I promise you this image is mirrored. So what we're going to do is cut this image out, and we're going to tape it to our mug and begin to do the press. Now, in this case, I can go ahead and close out my laptop, because I've already done the hard part, which was designing and printing. I'm going to show you the heat press that I'll be using, which is part of your CU Tech heat press combination. Show you here. So this here is my mug press. It came part of my heat press. My heat press I got off of Amazon. It has, I believe, maybe about 6 to 8 additional attachments that came with it. The attachments are, we have 4 different mug presses. So sometimes the mug may be kind of tempered, I think that's the word used, tempered. I don't know. Either way, forgive me. I'm not the best when it comes to vocabulary, but either way, the cups are, kind of have an angle. And so when the cups have the angle it's very hard to press and get the paper to sit on it properly. So they gave us a press, one of the pieces, and the pieces do tend to come off. These pieces here they're screwed on, but they come off. You just unscrew them, and you can change the sizes. So there's like a size for 11 ounce, and I believe there's also a 15-ounce size. And then there's the angled mug setting, the mug press that is also like that. It also came with a hat press, and it has a big. I want to say my original heat press was 12 by 12. which is probably on one of the smaller size at this point. I have a new heat press coming to me shortly, and it's going to be a 16 by 24, which is one of the largers. And hopefully, when I start doing these all over shirts, that it helps out with the press, because the smaller sizes, when you have to do a multiple press, that smaller heat press does make the process go a whole lot longer. So again, that is why I've stepped up, and I can't wait till I get this new heat press to be able to do some new things. But anyway, let me go ahead and get some scissors. So I'm going to walk away for like 2 seconds just to get the scissors so I can cut this out. And we're going to tape it, and we're going to do that in the same process. I'm going to start my heat press to warm up. Excuse me. Sorry, but thank you. Okay, so yes, I do have my little kitty scissors. Don't beat me up. My kids are always nearby with a pencil case that I can use to get some scissors. But again, I'm just going to cut this rectangle out fairly quickly. And then we're going to tape it on. Now, part of sublimation, it really is important for your paper to be pressed to your item very tightly. That is like the main part of everything, is the pressure, the security of the paper. If the paper is not up there really tightly and secure, and that it gets air under it, trust and believe, I have messed up some cups. And I guess my own little profession of things, oh man, I'm horrible. I mess up the littlest thing. I feel like if I go to Walmart and I see a smudge or something, I would want my money back, or I wouldn't even pick it up in the store. So why would I even begin to sell somebody something that's messed up? So trust and believe, the littlest of mistakes cause me to have to do this over and over again. But I don't ever mind sharing my mistakes, because my mistakes allow you to be better than me in that process. I think everything that I've ever gone through is meant to be shared, because, you know, God has blessed me to get through it. This way you can prevent yourself from having to go through it too. Anyway, so I am taping this to my mug. So again, picture taped off I've cut it out. Here's my 11-ounce mug. I am taping it up here. I try to put it up here so that the handle, not about equal space between, for the area. I did 9 inches. Again, I could have did 10, but obviously doing 10 goes through the handle, and doing that cut and precise going through and trying to make it work is pretty tricky. But I think I'm going to try it. I saw somebody do these real pretty Disney princess mugs, and they had it with the image, the green of like the tiara, Princess Tiara from Princess and the Frog, went straight through. And I was like, ooh, that is cute. I have to try it. So maybe I will. Obviously not this time, but I'm going to try it just because. So when I tape the top, I like the top to squeeze towards, and tuck inside. I know you would think, why is she having so much trouble with taping this on? But if you don't tape it up there correctly, I promise you'll just have that one little smudge where you're like, what happened to my picture? And it will do the most damage. I have done customers' cups. I have a whole cabinet full of cups now, because I'm like, oh goodness, I don't want to give them this one. My husband tells me I'm too hard on myself. But I guess, hey, I want to give you the best parts of me, and I want to make it with the best love, and I hope that you receive the love when I sell you and hand you your products. So yes, I am taping around and around this mug so that it is secure. Now, typically with my mugs, I do a silicone wrap. There is it's a green silicone wrap. It grabs the mugs. It's heat resistant. So if I was to put it in my mug press, it wouldn't burn or anything. Again, I just started using my mug press. I had been using a toaster oven to do my tumblers and my cups, but after wasting a couple of some money on cups because they weren't heating right or evenly, I said I'm just going to use what I have and stop just trying to use what everybody in the industry uses, because you'll find yourself wanting to do everything that they do. You know, every time you turn around, there's something new. There's a new device. There's a new product. There's a new something. And you're like, oh, I got to get it. I have to have it. And you be right mad at yourself. You done spent up everything. And I have a whole slew of things upstairs that I could be crafting on. Just wanting to try out stuff and haven't done anything with it. So it won't be a total waste. But I mean, in the case when you're trying to make a business, you don't want to just keep buying inventory and not making a move on it either, you know? So, just saying, if anybody's going to make a business out of this, try to try to be a little bit more conservative with your stuff. So, I think this should be enough tape up here. My heat press is hot enough. Heat press has been warming up. It is at 400 degrees. Now, I have it up here for about 180 seconds. So that's about 3 minutes. And I think that should be more than enough. I've done a heat press with my mug last time, and it was about 4 minutes. And when the paper came out, the paper was a little darker than I anticipated, and was a little worried. But anywho, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put it in the heat press. If you see here, the mug goes right into the press, slides through. The handle will close it up. Now, honestly, I try to say a little small prayer. I know it sounds crazy, but Lord knows I do a small prayer before um, doing any of my stuff, because I have gone and I have messed up things, and Lord, I just got tired of failing. So I had to just take God with me anywhere I go, and I had to do a little quick prayer and just ask God to bless my little press. And every time I do it, I hope I don't lose any money for customers and that they enjoy it. So in that same energy, I just pray that this works out, and we're going to go ahead and do this. Ooh, I done tightened it up so much. I don't want it to break. Ooh, Lord, the heat press don't want to tighten up on that. All right, we got it in there, and we are going to take the whole 3 minutes, and let's pray that I don't embarrass myself and this comes out on point. Anyway, so we're going to wait the 3 minutes, and let's see. Hi, Mary. How are you? Okay, got a few more minutes here. I'm really excited about doing this. This is my first time going live for my group, but first time just going live for something that I really have a passion about doing. I love crafting, but sometimes I get a little embarrassed about sharing my things. You know, I've seen some of y'all post about anxiety and depressions, and I too fall into that same category. I try not to sit here and allow it to be the main topic of my life, so I try not to even give it a label all the time. But I mean, at times I am human and I do fall short. So, you know, I've used this to be that thing that, you know, kind of gets me through the day at times. Everybody got their thing to do in the house, and I want to have my thing to do too. So crafting is what it is. But I enjoy it. I love it, and I'm glad that I get to share it, even if it is with a few people. So I thank you. I thank you for even just taking the time out your day to watch me do this, and I pray that it does come out right. I hope that you get to see the joys and the simplicities of really doing sublimation. I mean, it to start off can be a little costly at first. I'm not gonna lie to you, but once you get into it, it is really something that will be great. It's something that is you will come to find out that some of your greatest brands that you love, it don't come to nothing to make them stuff. You could make your own little Gucci shirt. You could make your own stuff, and you'd be like, I spent all this money for this. And you after a while, you be telling yourself, I can do better than that, and you be straight doing it too. So anyway, if anyone wants to do it, I hope that you do. It's a beautiful world. I have no problem answering any questions. Please feel free, put them inside the group, add them up there. Somebody in there may answer you. I am always looking to have a conversation, so I know I definitely will come back and spark a conversation with you. I am good, Mary. I am good, madam. I hope all is well with you and your children. So our lovely timer has gone off. It has been 3 whole minutes at 400 degrees. And if you can see, this thing is smoking. Alrighty. So here is the time. The time has come. And I must say, the handle at least did not get hot, so I can go ahead and do it. I can see my picture through it, which is always a good sign that the ink has released. So I know I really didn't talk about sublimation completely fully. I know I put a post earlier, but sublimation really is about the transfer of ink. It is not like your normal inkjet ink, but it is a special sublimation ink that gets absorbed into the product that is being made. So I am seeing a little peak, and it looks like it's pretty good. I'm going to say the handle is where it looks like I'm going to be a little disappointed, but I'm going to, with no problem, show you either way. So with the handle being in the heat press, as you can't see, the handle being in this area here, the red part here, and this is where the heat is at. So actually, it's not even all of the red, because if you can probably see down here, part of that piece comes in. So wherever the handle was at, wherever that does not touch, it does not put any heat there. So anything that went past that is not going to touch to the mug. So that is what I am realizing there. So in this case, the measurement of the paper probably should have been more for the press rather than the cup itself. But it still looks like it is a great press. At some point, I'll be able to get the rest of this tape off. Woohoo! All right. Yay! You see. It says greatest mom. And the cup is there. That's a little bit of tape. Now, again, so as you see right around the handle, right here is where the paper continued, but there was no heat that was applied. So the heat is very important, as I mentioned before. So although we had it all taped and secure, there wasn't enough heat to apply to give the rest of that paper for it to come off. And as you see here, the ink, this is how dark the ink originally started. And with the heat, it absorbed this ink. Now, there are other paper brands. I'm not going to call out any brands at the moment because I'm not sponsored by anyone, and I am not trying to out here and disfame or discredit any other company, but there are other brands that are on the market that their paper, once the heat touches it, their paper releases all of the ink. So that this image, even though I feel like this image has popped and this is beautiful, to think that this image, this paper that can make this image pop even more is just as amazing. But I'm pleased. I'm happy. As you see, the image is bright. It says greatest mom. The picture is there. And I would sell this. Now, again, in this case, this one has my picture on it. So obviously I wouldn't sell this. And this color here, I would not have given this out. So let's keep that part out. But this process is very simple. It is fun to do. And I typically design these images not even all the time in my Cricut. I design them in my on my phone, as I mentioned. So a lot of your photo apps, like I believe one is Photo Collage. I use Photo Collage on my phone, but it's just to make simple collages. I use their format. They have cool backgrounds. It's only $4.99 a month to have Photo Collage, and their backgrounds are pretty dope. Mary up here, Mary is my one of my past clients. I made her a anniversary puzzle, and her puzzle, I honestly designed that in Photo Collage. She sent me her picture. She said, hey, I want to do something different for my anniversary. And I went straight to Photo Collage, found some, kind of spirited background, threw her pictures in there, and I put what she wrote plus what she wanted, and it comes through. So I mean, you can design anywhere, as long as you can get your image to your proper design space and put it in there. The opportunities are endless. I'm not sure if anyone is familiar with Microsoft Word, and you can design stuff there too. So the possibilities are endless in designing and getting your designs onto a product. So I hope that if you are interested in sublimation, that you are, looking it up, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on Google, whether it's in my group or any other Facebook groups out there. Again, the process is called sublimation. If you're into designing, look into it. It is really a dope process. I thank all of you for watching. I thank my family for giving me a little bit of time to do this for today, and I hope that I can share new things with you really soon. Have a blessed one. Peace and blessings all.